Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the show. Continuing well, because having a wonderful day on this 7th May, 7th August 2025. Today, I am so excited because we're playing Fortnite this new season that came out today. I am loving Fortnite right now, so this is a huge news. This is a big news. This is wunderbar news. What we're gonna do is gonna be doing some Lost. Now I'm excited because Lost is we're starting season two. I'm at season two. I'll be doing. I got 40% left batteries. I'll be doing 3 episodes, and then when I come back, because I'm gonna go sleep probably after a fortnight, we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be what? We're gonna be doing a lot. So, we're gonna do 4 episodes, and then at night we'll be watching some more. Because right now I'm at season 2, episode 7. So again, season 1 was a bit of a mess, but right now we're happy. We are. Are you happy? Are you happy that I'm happy that you're happy? No, you're not happy that I'm happy that you're happy. That sucks. I need to find the next Netflix. By the way, they released season 2 of What's Her Face Wednesday, so I might watch that. I cannot find the freaking way of Netflix. It's probably here, probably there, possibly here, and we found it. Season 2, baby. The going down. That it sounds. I don't know. Like say you just like that. Are you liking the interior? So the problem is, if you look here, it's very sunny. So the phone is gonna be hard to do. It's gonna be very hard to do. So I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the whole time, the whole time. We're gonna do my videos that I have to do outside, and then when it comes to Lost, we'll do it inside. Just think about that, sucker. The executive vision. I know it's not perfect. I know the position of the camera isn't perfect. However, this is the best I can give you, and that's not enough. Then I don't know what to tell you. Did I bring my coffee? I live in 1.5, so this is 1.5 is everything is goes by. I can even do this. And yes, you see it, all of it there, all of it there. I love my cup of coffee. So, Jack, Locke, and Kate explore the mysterious trap. Trap is I don't know, it's in English. A bit tired. While Shannon is purchasing Vincent, and she falls upon a familiar person in the forest. So let's go. The trap is the what they found, like the axe. So the first thing that you have is actually pretty cool. We see this character right now. This is insanely nice because last episode we saw the others, and they kidnap whom? They kidnap our boy Walt. And we're thinking with a different guy. It's very different because this guy has been alone for so long. He's a cool character. You see him that he has food. You see him that he's working out. You see him that he has weapon. You see that he even has a washer and dryer. You see that he has music. My homie is equipped to last so freaking long. What is going on? Hello, why are you not working? Long. This song maybe. This song maybe. My guy has everything that he could ever want. Some eggs. Imagine eggs. He does a protein shake. He's taking a vaccine. You gotta make your own kind of music. And episode start with what? The dynamite. The dynamite exploding. I forgot to do the most important part, which is the flashback. So basically, it's kind of sucky because this is the perfect flashback once again. It is the best flashback in the series so far. It's oh, did I forget to charge you? Look at my phone. Look at my phone. What it's doing. I just picked it up. I've been doing this for a couple of days now. And oh, it's working. The LED, my guy fixed it, but he didn't fix it properly. And now the LED is going to be a problem for his entire time. So this is a huge problem. I'm not charging you At 14%, I knew I should charge you. Should recharge. So in this one, Jack, we're talking about Claire. Um, it's complex because we know that Claire. This is we know from the wedding, which was another flashback that he had this girl, and Jack basically saved her life. He basically fixed her. So Claire is his first big operation. Is has a problem in her, what you call it, backbone, and her backbone is completely effed up, and she has very little chance of walking again. So Jackie he tells her, listen, there's not a lot of chances. And then you see his father, and his father is actually see that's the thing. His father was portrayed as this guy who was a drinker. The guy was portrayed as this guy who wasn't a good doctor. But time and time again, we see him actually being a good person. And it's weird because I've asked myself the question: is your father such an asshole? Why do you care about him? He was a good guy. He was a good person. There's just a fly in the apartment. You know when there's gonna be one fly is gonna be annoying you the whole day. Hello, fly. I'll be calling you John. We'll call you Boomer, Booner, as a memories to the vampire from the island. Um, so yeah, so he tells Claire and tells that there's no way, and his father's like, no, don't you tell her. Don't tell her that. You gotta give her hope. You see a different haircut. You see a much younger looking Jack, which is kind of cool because of the way they do it. And then there's a miracle where Claire she can walks. Jack works out, and he is very nervous because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do, and he failed the operation. He failed the operation, but then even though he failed, she is able to walk again. When I say he failed the operation, I don't actually mean he failed the operation. The operation was a success because she saved. However, they couldn't save her leg, which is leaving her paralyzed, which is kind of what we were talking about before. So he goes to walk, he goes to run, which is his way of de-stressing, his way of relaxing, his way of spending some energy and just living life, right? And then we meet this guy called Desmond, and Desmond is a super cool character. However, Desmond, I love Desmond. I actually do like Desmond. Desmond fails to be to escape the trope of loss. What is the trope of loss? The trope of loss is actually quite simple. I introduce the character, I introduce something because I need to happen. We introduce Desmond in this episode as a flashback, and we see this character on this island that's staying there for a while. And the character is whom? This character is Desmond. So to me, this is kind of shitty. This is not great. Not because I don't like Desmond, but because you should have introduced him before, just so we know this character exists. You introduce a character, and then a couple minutes later, you see him on the island. Like, how is this possible? And then you feel like it's a great story writing, but just lazy writing, because how can I say this? You feel like it's great story writing because holy shit, we see this guy in real life. However, you feel like it's lazy writing because instead of giving us a fourth, a fifth, a sixth character, because now what we have is we have a cast of characters, yes, on the island, yes. But they're all good people. We want some villains. Desmond, could he be a villain? No. Not a villain. Desmond is very weird. I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it because we're gonna be doing episode 1, 2, 3, and possibly 4. I'm gonna see possibly 4. Because I would like to do 4 because we got season 2, episode 7. So if I do 4, I will be more able. I'm gonna be able to chill a bit more. Technically speaking, at 34% battery, that's all I need. If I have more batteries, I can do it. I don't have the batteries, I cannot do it. I love Nescafe. So later on, Desmond, we see he's on an island. We don't get really a good reason as to why he's on the island, but he becomes kind of crazy, and this is because he's been on his own for so long. So yeah. So now we have this story. Once again, we have the position of Desmond and how comfortable he is. Now, the cool thing here is they make the valiant effort of not showing Desmond face. Why is that a cool thing? It's because it feels like we're not supposed to be to know this guy. See, the others main point of talk is how mysterious they are. Where are they coming from? Why are they mean? Why are they kidnapping people on the island? How long have they been here? how did they get there? See, for Daniel, we know that she was on a ship that crashed. We know for a guy called Mr. Echo that he was on a plane that crashed. So, kind of not. It's kind of crazy. What's that? What's next? So we have the broken ladder, and we don't know how to do it. So they use a trap to escape the others, and now there's a broken ladder. Their plan fails because they're not able to do so. So we have John that's saying, "Hey, we're staying here, and we're kind of doing. We have to do what we need to do, right?" There's a panel saying quarantine, quarantine, and that tells them that they don't have something to do. Now, my problem is we are used to Saeed being part of everything. Saeed was the person that said, "Hey, there's a reason why this hatch is not supposed to be open." Let's say in quarantine might be the reason that Saeed was talking about. Might be, might not be. Shannon lose Vincent, and then she straight up lies. She is rash. She doesn't listen to people. She doesn't do what she need to do, and then she finds and then when I tell her what's wrong with you, finding the dog was the only thing that somebody asked you to do on the island, which is not true because Boone asked you to do a lot of stuff, and you didn't do it. Shannon also see Walt who's in the streets now. This is weird because we know Walt is a weird kid because of what Brian said. Now, Brian, was he right? We don't know that. We don't know. Maybe Brian was an asshole and he just was mean to Walt. We don't know that. But we see Walt and we see him say some messed up stuff. Why is he make messed up stuff? Because see, this is it. It's like in weird language. You see? And Walt, we know he's been kidnapped. We know as a person that he got kidnapped. We don't know the truth. So now, this is a cool thing. Okay? So Kate, which is kind of, again, Kate is a wonderful character. And I said this since the day one, since possibly episode number 2 or 3. Kate is a wonderful character because she is, if Jack is the most important person on the island, Kate is the second most important person on the island because Kate is kind of the right arm of Jack. Now you could say it's Saeed. I would agree that it's Saeed, but Kate is also very important because Kate is more human. Everybody likes Kate. You know, I don't know if everybody likes Saeed. For why I don't freaking know. So Kate, she talks to John, and my perception of why she talks to John was to cool things down. She saw some rising pressure between Jack and John, and she's like, "Yo, I need to do something. I need to say something." So she went to see John and kind of pick up his mind. The reason why she see John, because she knows she can talk Jack. John she doesn't know. So Johnny tells her, and then he said, he thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. You saw the black smoke too. So Jack asked Hugo, why did he say the numbers are dangerous? And then Hugo says, well, that was their psych ward. And then Jack was like, oh my god, you were in a psych ward. Because again, a psych ward is a medical establishment. Jack was medically an establishment. We have the group.
But that doesn't matter now because it's not going to work. There's no way for all of us to get down in there tonight. Jack, where's those odds?
I love this. Jack comes in the camp, and everybody looks at him. Everybody looks at him for answer. Now, why is that a powerful scene? Because he's not the only one that comes back. Hugo come back, Kate come back, looking at Jack. So they're establishing that he's the de facto leader. It's like, we're looking for you for answer. I like that. I like that the show makes clear that he is the leader. I've been comparing this show a lot to Walking Dead. Rick is the de facto leader. Now, there's a difference. There is a difference. But at the same time, it's not a difference. Rick is more so leader than Jack. Why? Because Rick was a police officer, so he represents authority, he represents law, but he also represents balance. Jack is a doctor. He doesn't represent shit. He represents health. He represents being able to save people. But as a leadership position, doctors are not authoritative figures, if that makes sense. Wait a second.
But that doesn't matter now because it's not going to work. There's no. He didn't make it.
Did you see them? Did you see the others?
There's no others. See, there's discourse in the camp. There's discourse of people fighting, so Jack is like, yo, what should we do? The question of the others is actually kind of cool. We know that there's others, but we don't know them. By the way, in this season, Michael Jin Michael and Sawyer are gonna find some others, which is gonna be memorable. So Charlie, Kate comes in, and you know what's insane? Jack says something that he doesn't believe, and Kate is the one that goes to see him and say, "Hey, what you did was right. I know what you did. I know that you lied, but what you did was the right thing." What I actually love is that Kate come back and she see Jack as who he is. He isn't freaking invincible. He isn't the amazing human being that everybody thinks he is. He's a normal person and he has his flaw. Charlie goes to see Jack and make sure that he's okay, which is, we know that you're having a lot, but we're here for you, which is also important. Kate goes to see John and say, "I'm going to see the hatch," which Jack is not down with. So she's the first one to go down the hatch because John is afraid of what it is. Now, I don't like this moment. Why? For a couple of reasons. The first reason is we saw how John ended with Boone. We don't want to see. I like Boone. You guys know that I like Boone. But if I'm being completely honest, that I like him more than I liked a character like Kate. No, not at all. Not at all. So yeah, so we're seeing, and then we're seeing Desmond. We're seeing Desmond. There is a mural which is actually quite important. Can I show you?
Jack.
This is his voice, the demeanor, the way he says brother. Okay. There's shoes and there's somebody else. The mural. There's a bunch of. Could be something else. There's power here. You have the key, this magnetic field. John is the first one to go down the trap, and he figure out a lot of things. We see Desmond, right? You see Desmond, and he's aiming a gun at John and says, "Hey, I got you guys. I got you guys in control." Now the craziest thing is we don't know it's Desmond. We don't know it's Desmond. The problem with this show is they don't really tell you how much time it passed. Desmond has a really particular way of talking. Desmond has a really peculiar way of a very peculiar accent. So Jack could have said, "Hey, a bit too early."
Blow your gun, or I'll blow his dog head off, brother.
Then you see the face and you recognize him. Now Desmond is a cool character, and I gotta say, I gotta give out a shout out to, I gotta give out a shout out to Desmond, because Desmond is a very good character. He doesn't have a lot to do with the story. It's not super important. He's not a favorite character. He is as important as in the story as a guy like Charlie. However, the small part that he has is super uber important. He is a normal guy. He is just like Jack. He is just like John. He is just like Kate. He's been on an island, and we see what the island did to him. Michael and Sawyer are fighting for survival, in high seas, and they discover a new predator on the island. Locke descend to look for Kate, who disappeared. That's pretty much it. Now, what is absolutely phenomenal is we didn't see Michael and Sawyer last episode. Now, why is that phenomenal? Because at the same time, we are seeing a lot of what's going on the island, but now there's two main casts: the main cast of the raft and the main cast of the island, right? Sawyer saved Michael, which is super cool. It's not precise if Michael knows how to swim, but Sawyer saved him, which is actually good. However, we lost Jin. We completely lost Jin. So the cool thing here is we have the backstory of Michael. Why is it a cool thing? Because the show is about Michael. This episode is about Michael. Why is it another cool thing? Because Michael just lost Walt, which was his reason for living, which was his son. So this is actually a bigger part of the whole puzzle of we have important people. We have the mother who is willing to go to court to get Walt. Michael's fighting it but doesn't have the money. Walt, we remember, got hit by a car. Doesn't really have anything to do. Susan is trying to convince Michael that the best thing to do is for the kid to go with her. For the kid to go with her. And he's going to be safe. He's going to be having enough. And he's going to be surviving. Going to be living a wealthy lifestyle. And at the end, Michael agrees because he does what's best for Walt. And it's such a shame because... It's such a shame. Because... If one guy and I did a video about this last. I don't remember if it was last week or the day before, or 2 days ago. I did a video about if you're a bad person, do you deserve more? For example, does Kate deserve what's happening to her? Or sorry, deserve what happened to her? The person that doesn't deserve what's happening to him is Michael. Okay. Wait a second. What do you guys think is gonna be in it? Batch. Some sort of true idol mode would be nice. Yeah, I've already done it with Planet Miner. It's only a couple of hours at a time, but still, that would be nice. I would also like to see more guild stuff and also rework buff on Guardian. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. What else? So we got a survival on the thing. Sawyer and Michaels are fighting. Sawyer and Michaels are they're not best friends, so they're on a place, and we don't know what Jin happened. Sawyer has a gun, so you kind of have the main place, but he also has a bullet in him, which the other shot. Michael surviving is actually quite important. Also, we get a case of Jin being missing. Why is that important? How can I say this? Michael and Sawyer are opposite. Jin was the glue that glued them together. Why? Because Jin was first of all, Jin is a good guy, but Jin doesn't understand a lick of English. It's getting better. I'm gonna tell you the truth. By season 2, episode 10, he has a good base in English, and he's okay. Now, again, the problem with Lost is that they don't really tell you how much time there's been. They're gonna tell you that season 2, episode 7, 48-day pass. So you could say that every single season is about 30 days, which would mean that they went there for like half a year, right? So Jin not being able to speak in English kind of forces Sawyer and Michael to be more of a working together to make sure that Jin understand. For example, there's gonna be a moment, right, where we see Jin and we're gonna find Jin, and Jin, Sawyer's gonna ask him how many people were there, and Jin is trying to say, and that's what I really like. Jin is gonna say, I don't know, I was blindfolded. And he does like this, and Sawyer doesn't understand. And Michael's the one to say, no, it was blindfolded, and Sawyer's like, oh yeah, okay, I understand. The three of them are super cool. I like them a lot. Because they're three characters that I love. I love Michael because he is a useful character, but he's also very matter of fact. He isn't this false hopeful. He is very pessimistic, but again, he's hopeful. Sawyer, I like that Sawyer's an asshole, but also he has a good moment. And Jin is just a good dude. Jin is just a good dude. Jin, why I like Jin so much? You see me kissing Jin ass a lot. The reason why we like Jin so much is because I feel like Jin is a fucked up. No, I feel like Charlie is a fucked up version of Jin. Jin has a desire to help, has a capacity to help, versus Charlie. If it wasn't for the language, it would be one of the most important characters, one of the more helpful character. Would it be in a position like Saeed or Kate? No. See, a lot of people will say, oh, you know what? A lot of people on the island are saying, Jin, you're an asshole because you're only fishing for you and your wife. If he knew how to talk to other people, maybe he would have fished for them too. He makes a friend with Hugo, and this is before he started learning English. And Hugo's a nice guy to him. What Jin does, he gives a fish, which is again, this is the important part. He gives a fish to Hugo, and you can see that the fish there's no guts in there, so you kind of clean the fish for Hugo. That was nice. Why? Because Hugo was nice to him. If he did it for Hugo, he would do it for Saeed, he would do it for Kate, he would do it for Jack, he would do it for John, he would do it for Charlie, he would do it for Claire, he would do it for Sun, hopefully. He would do it for Michael, he would do it for Sawyer, possibly. I don't know. This, on the island, I forgot to talk about something last episode that was very important. Very, very, very important last episode. There's a really cool moment on the boat where Jin see how much of a good father Walt is, how nice Michael is to him. Because Michael, this is actually a very important part. This is a very important part. And I completely skip it because to me it wasn't the most important thing, but it is sort of important, and that's what I'm saying. To me, it's important because I love the character. A lot of people will not like the character and won't give a shit. I do. So there's a moment where Michael is nice to Walt, and then we see that Michael is trying to make conversation with Jen, and then you know that Jen has a list of word, and he says, "You're lucky to have the wife that you have," and that's important. It's not like Sun is a good person. It's like, no, she's your wife. I respect that. So there's an important moment where,
Happened to the raft? Nothing happened to the raft. Walt is with your husband.
Saeed, I know what I saw.
oh, that's the last season then. That is last season.
Previously on Lost.
No shit. Okay, I know where I am. So we'll do this. But basically what happened is Jin see how good of a person Michael is, and he gave the father's watch. The whole problem with Michael was that he took the father's watch, and for him, for Jin, it was a disrespect. And he took it on purpose. But then, you know that Michael's a good guy, and he feels sorry. So this is, I was wrong about you. But then again, it's not his fault. I don't think Jin saw the perception, didn't understand, made his own conclusion. He made his own conclusion. You know? And that's tougher. And then he gives the watch and says to Michael, like, yo, I'm sorry, dude, I like you. That really mattered to me. We have Desmond and John. Now, the thing with Desmond believes in the island. So Desmond has been told to click a certain button every single day for 3 years. And then, what is insane is he said, I've been clicking it for 3 years. Jack, on the other end, is like, you're insane, dude. We don't even know what it does. Who tells you that they... So, okay, it's complex. It's complex. So they watch a movie which is from the Dharma perspective. We're talking about what the Dharma is... the Dharma is special. So we found out why. Desmond tells, I've been pushing this button for years for the island. Jack says, what if this is not true? What if they're just pushing you to push a button because they want to see if you were going to do it? And John, he says, this island is really special. I believe in you. So Desmond, which have been on the island, see, this is the thing. Desmond is also a doctor. So when Jack is a man of science, Desmond could also be a man of science. However, because he's a man of science, you see Desmond, and Desmond, which is staying on the island, is becoming more and more of a faith. He believes more and more that the island is special, and John, he helps him with that, right? And that's pretty much it. We have Kate. He doesn't trust Kate. See, John nourishes his ego. John is like, yo, I believe in you. Kate's like, no, you're fucking crazy. So he capture Kate. However, John helps her. He gives her a knife so she can escape. Which she's super nice. So Sawyer is wounded. He destroys his own boat, and he goes to Walt. They have a problem because there's a shark near them, so it's a question of survival. Kind of a mess. Kate discover she is trapped into uh, the pantry. There's food, and this is I want to show you. This is the food. This is the Dharma. This is Dharma. There's so much food, and again, they have the group. They have 46 people to feed. You know, so this is insane. Now, this food is good. She discovered the candy bar and she steals some, which is actually pretty cool. So Desmond asks him what happened. John tells him the story. There is a good relationship between the two of them. Desmond is extremely wary of John, but you have to understand that he's been alone for a while. So what happened exactly was he was on a boat, and then his boat crashed, and then they asked him to help. He was with this guy for a couple of years, and then this guy and him were taking turn. So you have to do every single episode. The next episode is 108 minutes. Every an hour 48 minutes, they have to press this button. They used to take shift. Now Desmond has been alone. The problem is we don't know how long he's been alone. So we see Jack, and we see that he knows Desmond. The craziest thing is, Sawyer is kind of being complicated, but Michael at the end helps him. Michael at the end does help him, and I absolutely adore that. Because Sawyer is not a bad dude. He's a guy that's worried. And Michael is worried too, but Michael is more mature than Sawyer. And he has to take care of it, you know? And there's a really cool moment where Sawyer is really worried about Michael. Michael is losing it.
That's my fault. What? I know ship on a raft.
Stuff. So they end on the island again. And there's Jin. And then he's talking about the others. Look at them, they look menacing, right? I'm gonna put it right away for you guys, they're not others. They're not others. So the fact that there's no others, the fact, okay, so there are people from the plane also. So we thought that the plane back end didn't survive, they did survive. A lot of them died, but they did survive. Now, the insane part is if we didn't have the scene last season of the people that kidnapped Walt, we would have no proof that other exist. Don't exist. So when we see those guys, we leave like, holy crap, there are other people. Guys, we got 19%. I'm gonna have time for one more. We did 3 and 20 minutes. So what is this episode called? 108. Jack, Locke, and Kate learns more about the hatch. Michael and Jen are asking themselves if they didn't fall upon other people. It's a cool episode. Dude, I don't want the freaking. So yes, we have the fight in between. This is super sad. This is really sad. We have the fight between Jack and Desmond. And the backstory of John, and this is a very sad thing. So John finds he goes to a meeting where they say, hey, our parents are asshole. And he's going because he thinks their parents are asshole. And meet this girl. And this girl's actually quite a famous actress. So then we have this girl, and they get together well, and she follows him, and she knows that he goes to his father's house every single day. So yeah, this is a really nice relationship. It's working really well. They're dating. It's a stable relationship. They've been together for 6 months. And then she follows him and said, hey, I don't think you're going back to your father's. And this episode is just to show that John couldn't let go of the past. He couldn't let go of his father. He couldn't forgive. That's what they're trying to say here. That's what they're trying to show. That's pretty much it. So now we have the main episode. So we got the pressing of the button again. Now they fight, and Jack is able to shoot. He shoots the computer, which is the way he's defending himself. No, I'm so sorry. He shoots the computer, which is the way they push the button. There's only one computer, and the computer is how can I say this? Kind of the savior. As long as you press the button in that system, you're good. Now, when Jack asks him, why are we doing this? Desmond say, watch the film. There's a film to introduce. The film to introduce is where? This is where it gets interesting. Jack is like, you're insane. The person that can save them is Saeed. Saeed may be able to repair the computer.
I think that makes sense. Push the button. You're gonna take his word for it. His word is all we have, Jack. You don't have to take my word for it. Watch the film. The bookcase. Top shelf. Behind ton of the screw. Check is in the pantry.
Turn up the screw. So now we get to see more about the Dharma Initiative. There you go. There you go. John is super interested because, again, this is the confirmation that there's this island. This is the island. Now, they stopped talking about it, but I'm gonna fuck it up and I'm gonna say, hey, this is what's going on. So basically, the Dharma Initiative is basically mankind problem. So in the book of the guy who created Dharma Initiative, the biggest problem with science and everything like that was that everybody was in a different part of the world. So they said there's not a place where we can do discovery. And then he said different part of the country, different part of the world are able to do 50% batteries. Me finishing that is gonna be it. Sorry guys, I want to do 4, but I'm still happy we have a good pace. We have a good pace, and I'll do another video after that. They meet on this island, right? And they find this island, which is the island that we're on. This island is very weird. There's polar bears. There's different magnetism. There's something that black smoke. The Dharma initiative is we find this island, and this could be a place for every single country to come together and learn. Now, the Dharma initiative is actually quite special. It's actually quite interesting. There's different. So this is St. Manant. There's a lot. And when I say a lot, we don't know how many. Well, possibly we know how many, but I don't know it yet because it's only season 2. So then what ends up happening is we know that this island is a place where every single scientist could come together and say, guess what? This is what's going to happen. This is what we can do. So basically, it's a habit of science for every single scientist. There's different there's different places. And they study different things. For example, they say that the at is saving the island. I'm gonna spoil this for you guys. This is my perception. This is my understanding. They go in for fate. So different one or different thing. For example, there's one for electromagnetism. There's one for the black smoke. There's one for a lot of things. And one for survival. This one is fate. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think the button is important. I don't think the button is important. I think Jack is right. I think they just want to see if you're gonna push it. So they do this, and they're like, "Yo, are they gonna be doing this for that?" There's even a later episode, which I'm spoiling a lot now, where we find another part of the movie. So the movie is insanely special. It lasts a couple of minutes, right, and then it stops. But then Echo, which is another character we're gonna meet, which is super important. Echo is possibly one of the most important characters in the show. The problem with Echo is I don't know if he's a good guy or not. He seemed like a good guy at first glance, but I think could be a bad guy because of how he acts. It's nuts. To me, it's nuts because they go in and it's such a wonderful thing. They go in and he gives it the second piece of the film, and the second piece of the film, for some reason, is exactly the piece that's missing. And the piece of the film says, whatever you do, don't use this computer for anything else. They literally have a computer to communicate with the rest of the world. They're not able to use it. So the fate is, how long will you push a button, or for how long would you respect the rules of not talking to anybody else? Which I thought was nice. We have what?
And I wasn't even here for that babysitting part. I can assure you what this place is like. It's about time for me to finally be trained in knowledge.
Yes.
Oh, crap.
Kate is going back to Saeed because she wants him to fix the computer. So when he can fix the computer, he will fix the computer. Oh shit. So Saeed, no, sorry. Sawyer's Michael.
The others, how many? How many? Nobody, no, that's blindfolded.
Yeah. They put him in and they put the 3 of them in a trap. So this is insane because basically what happened is they're 3 together, but there's no escape. And then they ask Jin, where are you? I don't know how many people there are. So that was blindfolded. Now this is by far the smartest thing I saw a show do. So they put... Now was that important? Because the girl that's in there is Ana Lucia.
This girl.
We remember her from Jack's flashback of when he was talking to a girl before the plane. So we know that she was on the plane, which means she could be... She's not one of the others. She's one of the good guys, right? That's pretty much it. So then what she does is she spies. Then she asks information, and she asks them questions. And she's like, yo, where are you from? We're from a flight. We said, what you gonna do? And Sawyer said, hey, I have a gun. I'm gonna be able to protect you. So Ana Lucia betrays them and said, yo, they're dangerous. However, because they talk to Ana Lucia, they're like, yo, we believe you. We do believe you. Now Desmond runs away, grabs some stuff, and he runs away. There's 48 minutes, so he runs away. He wants to see how far he can run. So he thinks it's gonna be self-exploding. However, by doing this, what happened is he's actually sacrificing the He's actually sacrificing the shelter, which is giving them to the team. We have John in a very cool moment. This is a very, very cool moment because he's talking to the island and he's asking the island, what am I supposed to do? Which is insanely important. Insanely important. But Ana Lucia betrayal, which is she reveals. Desmond is there. See, Desmond is kind of important here because Jack's fighting him.
And you push a button on.
There you go. This is important. Listen to this.
Nothing is going to happen. Some man takes you down there, shows you a movie, and you push a button on faith alone. Nothing is going to happen. In about 15 minutes, you're going to be very right or very wrong, brother. Want to shoot me? Shoot me. But I'm not. Why are you running? You don't even know what you're running from.
There you go. This is what is important.
I know you. I met you. Stop.
Jack remember him before he remember Desmond remember him. Now, why is that so important? Is because the problem here is that Jack, although thinks that John is insane, thinking that John might have some truth. So now Jack is stuck in between reality. Is he right or is John right? You see Desmond. Desmond is this neutral party that doesn't have a pawn in the game. He doesn't prefer John. He doesn't prefer Jack. He doesn't care, right? And Jack is like, yo, you're a doctor. You should be on my side. You've been on this side for a lot. You have the answer. And because you're a doctor, the answer that you're looking for are my mentality. We share the same mentality. We share the same hypocritical oath. So you should know. But then Desmond is like, yo, you're wrong. John's right. John is right. And this is super important. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know what happened with Desmond. So they fix the computer and then they're able to do it. They're able to do it.
You saw me, Desmond.
There you go.
You have to do it. Do it yourself, John. No, you saw me film tag. This is a two-person job, at least.
Yeah.
You do it yourself. Isn't it?
See, this is why this is so interesting. Because John tells Jack you have to do it. Why is that important? Because he's pushing Jack to believe. He's forcing Jack to believe. He said, I'm not going to push a button. You have to push it. And if you don't push it, we'll all die. So he forces Jack to do it. And then Kate's like, yo, you should do it. Just in case. Just in case. And then he do it. And then the countdown restarts. Which give us episode 4. Guys, I'm going to stop here. What? 5%. I love you guys so much. Able to do 45 minutes episode, which means 50 minutes each. If I can do 50 minutes, we're gonna be on a roll. 50 minutes is about just 25 per episode. 50 minutes is what? It's 4. It's 6 hours for the second season. 6 hours for the third season. 6 hours for the fourth season. 6 hours for the fifth season. 6 hours for the sixth season, which is 6, 12, 18. 24, 30 hours. I got 7 days. I got a week left to watch it.